Okay, welcome. Welcome to Christian Practices. This is part 2. The role of the church in the worldwide community and in the local community. So that's what we're looking at there. I'm working off this rather good handout, I think. So I hope you've already got that. And we're looking at the part of it that says helping local communities, food banks, street pastors. Now, as a church, remember we talked about this, okay? Yes, but no, remember, people, okay? Church, family, people, not church building, church, family. As a church, we run all sorts of different things. Amongst the things that we run would be youth groups and holiday clubs and Sunday schools. And the idea is these are little ways in which we can get people to come together, to be friends. That's a big part. Reconciliation is a big word that we'll use in the next video, which is about us trying to get people to come together. There you are. So we'll do this with Lunch Club. Lunch Club is a monthly lunch for elderly folk, and we've got different people who come in and they'll cook a meal for maybe like 40 people, and we'll all eat it together, and it's really good fun. No, I don't know how we're going to do this post-COVID 19 or in this new normal. I don't know how we're going to do that, but that's not the point. The other thing we do is a thing called the Free Cake Cafe, which is literally a cafe where you get free cake, and it's brilliant. And so people come along, they give us cake, they give us money so we can make cakes, but there's no charge, it's free, and that's the point, because we want people to come along and make friends, make connections, and do that sort of thing. So this is building community, building relations. We have a toddler group, so we get mums and dads to come along, bring their small children, their toddlers, their babies, bring them along, because it's really scary when you're a mum or dad first time, and you need all the help and wisdom you can possibly get from other people. So it's really good to be with people and say, oh, you have no idea what's going on in my life, how difficult this is. And they get to go, yes, I know exactly. And they share, and it's lovely. And it helps encourage people get through those difficult times. So this is what we as a church are doing. We're bringing people together, helping to form connections and friendships, and helping people get through difficult times. Okay, but then there are other times when what we do is not so much to do with food as it is to do with money. We touched on charity in the last episode, so I'm not going to do that this time. But instead, what we find is there's a bunch of people in Barkham, for example, where we've got a pot of money. It's called the Barkham Relief Fund, and it's for those people who just need a little help. They just need a little extra to help to get them through the end of this month. Something's come up, their oven has suddenly exploded and blown up, and they need help to get another oven. And is there anything that we could do that might help them with that? So this is something that we're doing. You can do this in Newark. There's a Newark fund. So it might be that there's a fund in your village where you live. I don't know. But this is things that the church does as a group. There's a thing in Barkham Village known as the Good Neighbours Scheme. It's brilliant. The Good Neighbours Scheme is where we will get your shopping for you. We won't pay for you have to pay for your shopping. Unless you need help, in which case you give the Barkham Relief Fund a call. That's not the point. But if you like, we will deliver your shopping to you using the local village shop, and we're there. And that's a very good thing during this COVID-19 lockdown. That's a very good thing to be doing. Lots of different villages and communities have these good neighbour schemes. Loads of them are not especially church, they're not especially Christian. They just are what they are. But you will find up and down the country that on the whole, most volunteers are Christian. Most volunteers are religious. Loads of them are Muslims and Sikhs, and so lots of good stuff being done by mosques and gurdwaras. But you'll find that the church is at the forefront of those kind of statistics. A big deal. So you'll find a lot of that going on. Now, I waved this at you at the beginning, and I wonder whether you looked at that and went, oh, it's just a little weird. Why is a vicar holding a high-heeled shoe? So there's a thing called street pastors, and if you're part of street pastors, It's mostly in towns. There might be one in Brighton. I know that there's one in Hastings, and I can't think of others just off the top of my head. But street pastors I notice in your revision sheet. Now, what they will do is they'll go out on a Friday, Saturday night, and they will meet. They'll just be there as a calming presence. And one of the things that they will do is they will give you a flip-flop, or maybe some water. Now, why would they give you water? Why might they have a bottle of water? Just have a little think. Okay, it's late on a Friday evening. You've been dancing all evening. Why might you want some water? There you go, you've got it. Well done. Okay, these are nice. I don't have any ordinary disposable flip-flops to hand. But why might you feel that after an evening of wearing these, that actually you might want some flip-flops? And so these people, they do things like this, and they're just there to help you get home safe, and to be there, to be a calming presence. It's a thing called street pastors, that it's been there. Okay, we've been looking at the role of the church in the local and worldwide community, but we've been focusing in this one just on helping local communities. Food banks, for example, street pastors. We talked about lunch club and toddler groups and free cake cafe. We've talked about money and the Barkham Relief Fund, for example, and the Good Neighbours scheme. The little things that we as a church family, do. See you shortly, where we'll talk more about the worldwide church.